Season 2 of Snowpiercer. What is going on, YouTube?
Wow.
Welcome to Sibz, West Coast, East Coast sibling special collaboration with the Lotta Quinte Ledger. We got Zach from the basement with Zach here. We just went live a couple hours ago, doing our predictions, and man, what a wild ride, no pun intended.
It's
So we got
it's so
Zach
much
from the
fun being
basement with
right.
Zach. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
How's it going, live stream? What's up, everybody? It's so nice being right. I mean,
Yeah,
you had some nice predictions, I had some nice predictions. Obviously, we're gonna tackle them, but it's just this pride, you know?
yeah.
You just
It,
kind of
it
feel it, you kind of sit up straight. You're like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
It was such I mean, it was definitely a good episode. It was a great
Mhm.
episode. So we're gonna dive into all of it, guys. So sit back, grab a snack. This is gonna be a long one. We're gonna break down everything that happened in our predictions for season 3. Obviously, Melanie. So hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell. And let's start out with some basic stuff. So Ruth. She was
Yes.
somebody who was heavily featured, at least in the first half of this episode. I thought she was gonna die. Thankfully, she made it through alive. What's your reaction to Ruth in this episode?
I like her. I mean, I've liked her for a long time, and it's been nice to see her change from a zombie to one of our most beloved characters. But I thought, we all thought she was gonna die, but no, she just got sent to the bug manufacturing center, and she
Yeah.
became a rebellion leading revolutionary. So it was just nice,
Yeah, I
you
mean, I
know.
was really, I was really afraid that Ruth wasn't gonna make it. What
Mhm.
is going on, Dracon? I hope I said that one right. He made it this time. He's been trying to
Solid.
make it to one of the live streams. Welcome, guys. Hit us up in the comments. We will be talking all things the finale of Snowpiercer tonight. So we want to answer all of your questions as best we can. Talk about theories, all different kinds of things. Man, that was crazy. Yeah. So I'm going to talk for a second with you, Zach, about the
Yes, sir.
timeline. So we find out in this episode that everything that was going on in these last couple episodes was all
Yes.
leading up to that final moment where Melanie sees the train screeching past, as we basically see a tug of war between Big Alice and Snowpiercer for control. But Melanie, let's address that. Melanie is dead. Press F in the chat for Melanie. Pay your respects. Do you think she's dead?
So 90% yes, because some of the words she was using,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I don't know, I feel like she's just being a little artsy with her escape. So either she's off there, because here's the thing, because now that global warming is confirmed and there's all these nice little hot spots, I
Sure.
feel like she made it to one of them, and that's going to be like next season's mid-season review, reveal.
Yeah, you make a great point there because she did say she walked into the white.
Yes.
I doubt that her supplies would have allowed her to make it
Mhm.
anywhere near one of those hot
That's
places.
very true.
She did discover a hot spring there at the base, but as we saw, she had eaten up all the rats. She had drained the resources dry, and it just wasn't looking good. So mathematically, it would be
Yeah.
such a stretch for her to show up in season 3 at this point.
Unless if somehow she got lucky and she was right next to one. But yeah, as you said, it's very, very, very unlikely.
Yeah,
But as these shows tend to do, they like to bend the rules of physics and reality uh,
sure,
to make a nice story. So
sure.
there is a possibility that she's alive, but
Yeah,
it's very, very unlikely. And I think what her death has really done is just kind of set Alex up to be the future leader of the
yeah.
Green.
So Dracon says, I've watched enough movies to
Yes,
know that until we see a body, she's not dead. Now, obviously, with all
absolutely.
sci-fi type shows, it's so true. You
You
need
need
to
a
see a
body.
body, and almost you need to see that body put in the ground, and then a whole season pass before you can acknowledge, okay, nobody's gonna be back, especially with sci-fi and the nature of it. But I just think that they would have to pull such a rabbit out of the hat that it would kind of be dissatisfying to see her come back at this point because she doesn't have the resources. And if it's really as frigid as they say, I mean, what about that scene when Icy Josie, which we're going to get to next,
Mhm.
when Icy
Oh,
Josie
she broke
breaks
the
the
aquarium.
aquarium? It was so cold. It was freezing the fish like as they
Oh,
were going. So it's not
we
something
love
that you want to
this.
play around with.
Mhm.
But we didn't get Icy Bob in this at all. But we did see Icy Josie. We didn't get a match between them. What's your
Is
thoughts on Josie's journey in this episode?
so
Oh,
it
you had
was
a point? Yeah.
well, yeah. So first off, is Bob okay? I'm trying to remember where we saw him last.
He's MIA, so he's pretty
Yeah,
much
like
he was KO'd at the last of the
yeah.
episode. One of the most low-key deaths was Boki. Rest in peace. You
Mhm.
know what? I
Dude,
don't think
that was a
Boki's
nice way to go out though.
I wait, how did
And then
Boki go out? He didn't go, he
well,
got beat up.
he got like arrested. So if any, I feel like he might just get sent to the tail or something.
I
Like I
think so too.
there
And
weren't really deaths. It was just a lot of beatings and disappearances.
yeah,
So
you know
I
what's
don't know who's
funny?
actually dead.
Yeah, the fact that we can argue that everyone is alive is
Yeah,
kind of
like
disappointing. You could
so
argue Melanie's
I
alive,
do think
Icy Bob, yeah.
I do think Audrey or somebody in the aquarium because once all and everything split, I don't think I don't know.
I think they all survived. We saw a point where Leighton was in one of the closed off train parts, and obviously we
Yeah.
saw them looking for Melanie, and this was several days removed. And then we also saw Wilfred again. He was alive. So I don't think anybody's dead. And so I always have issues with that. I
Yeah.
think that good shows to have real gravity and real weight have to kill some people. That's just my because then the stakes are real and you can't predict things. But when you can know that your favorite characters are safe, especially when they tell you episode after episode, there's so much danger, so much
Yeah.
risk, but it never actually happens. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I do, but there was. Oh, I'm gonna change my lighting real quick. There we go.
Yeah, sure.
There was a lot of previous death, and I feel
Sure.
like that kind of helps build the stakes, and that using storytelling is helpful. Not, I'm not complaining. I feel like the train was a little crowded. I would have loved to see a few deaths,
Yeah.
but you know, uh,
Yeah. Oh, you believe he was in
disappointed
the
with
sub car?
finale. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So if Boki was in the sub car, then yeah, he's definitely
Yeah,
dead after that episode.
because he was underneath breaking the pipes and everything.
Yeah. Now let me talk to you guys about this big thing that happened. All of my Willy Wonka theorists, okay? Let me know down in the
Good
chat
video.
because all I want to say is Willy's World, golden tickets or silver tickets, basically, chosen people to spend the day with Willy. There were so many references.
The top hat, and the
The
purple
top
coat.
hat,
Yeah,
all of it.
just
There were so many references to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I think obviously the creators of this show are aware of the connections that fans are making between Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. If for those of you who don't know, the theory is that what is going on in Snowpiercer is post-apocalyptic after the events of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and between Willy's World, the golden tickets, etc. I'm sure a lot of people
yeah.
Are thinking the same thing. Alexandra, real quick,
Check it
while
out
you
on YouTube, guys. It's
yeah.
a whole theory. A
Yeah, so
30-minute
Alexandra,
long.
she
Yeah.
says, I'm convinced it's the sequel. At
Yeah.
this point, I would have to agree. I couldn't
I
disagree
mean,
there.
Wilfred is it's like in Star Wars when the Sith create a new, Sith name.
Yeah, I mean, you had
Willy
Lucky
Wonka,
Winners.
Mr. Wilfred, as long as it's got a W.
Yeah. Now, what I want to talk about for a second is let's talk about a little Icy Josie, cyber Icy Josie. So
Yes.
we know she has the
She does.
cybernetic hand, and now the extreme resistance to cold, to the point where the doctor's Headwood said that she was magnitudes more powerful than Icy Bob in terms of cold
Let's see this
resistance.
fight.
Right? And we didn't
Once
get
I
the
heard
fight.
that, I was like, "Where's the fight?"
We didn't get the fight.
Bring me Bob.
Absolutely.
But oh well, I digress.
Yeah, I love it.
But yeah, I am here for Icy Josie.
Yeah, same.
I hope she's okay.
And she's going to be a great asset to the team now. They're basically a squad, a ragtag gang of they have those 10 cars, the pirate train, and it's now Bennett, Josie, Icy Josie, Leighton, and who else was there? Well, obviously, and Alex.
I
Yeah,
think that other guy might have been there. No. I think that was it.
it was Bennett. Yeah, because remember Javi, the one person who did die in this episode, definitively. Yeah, he was in the episode. Let me see.
Did he die? Because I don't think I saw a body. Because he got mauled by dogs, but I don't think he actually died.
Javi? No, Javi died. I'm
Okay,
pretty.
that was death.
I'm pretty positive.
I don't think I saw a body. I just saw some like squealing.
No,
So
they dragged him out. They
Okay,
dragged him out dead. Yeah, he was KO'd. Yeah, he's probably the only death we can be certain happened. But Alexandra said, and I'll get to a couple comments because Dracon has one too. Also, they totally ditched Melanie. If they don't bring her back, people will stop watching the show. I highly doubt that they're going to bring her back. I don't know, guys. I love Melanie. Jennifer Connelly is such a great actress, but I don't think she has a plausible excuse for coming back. There's just not enough. She doesn't have enough energy. She doesn't have enough heat. There's not enough power. And according to the map, like I think one of the hottest zones was in North Africa.
Yeah.
Who knows where they are now, in terms of that. But I just don't think she doesn't have enough supplies to survive. And remember, they like you said, Alexandra, like at this point they've left. All the trains, no one's looking for her. So it's like she needs to find a way to sustain herself on Earth, or she's just going to be dead. Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Another comment from Dracon says, one thing I found odd was that they didn't mention Roche at all, especially since they knew he was in the drawer. Yeah, he got iced.
I was wondering, because nobody. I mean, I understand that they're putting his character on hold for the next season, or maybe the 4th season, or whenever they want to use him. But you gotta make at least a mention of him, especially with all this New Order stuff. It would have been nice to see more of the drawers. Maybe more people being put into the drawers, because I know they talked about it. But ultimately, it was just a recreation of the tailies and the old system.
And you know what?
The protein bars.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Speaking of the drawers and things that we're used to seeing from the Netflix movie, protein bars made their appearance. And so we finally got to see those. Andre Layton, taking a bite out of those cockroach protein bars while he was shoveling human feces. That was pretty rough. Yeah.
It's a chocolate factory. That's all it is.
That's what we'll call it, the chocolate factory, with all the Wonka references. So let's see. So Alexandra's saying she predicted that Javi would be killed. Absolutely. Honestly, I just, guys, honestly, I don't think that's enough. I don't think it's a good enough death. Like, honestly, I think there should be more high profile deaths. And I thought Ruth was going to die. If you watch our prediction video that went up a couple hours ago, that was my main pick for somebody who was going to die. They were important enough, but not so important that people would stop watching if she died. And it just seems like everybody's protected. And I think that makes the show just get a little bit unrealistic. Jack
are out for blood now, so
yeah,
hopefully they'll come back with a vengeance or something.
That's true. Jaskarun says, did we, and I hope I'm not butchering a whole bunch of people's names, did we get new episodes? Yeah, so the 2 new episodes came on tonight. That's the 2-hour season finale, and season 3 is already in production. It's been in production for a couple of weeks now, so there's no question.
Weird.
Yeah, it's coming back.
Weird.
Yeah, so he was one of my favorite characters. Yeah, so Javi's gone for sure. People are still questioning whether Melanie's gone. I'm going to say she's down for the count. Melanie's not coming back. Sean Bean, I'm pretty sure, is going to leave next season at some point.
Really?
Yeah. I think that the show has to keep things moving. And even though fans have their favorite characters, things can get very stagnant. If you look at a show like The Walking Dead, which has been around for 10 years, that I've watched pretty much since the beginning, that's something that it struggled with from time to time. Is it just people obviously had their fan favorites, but the show got popular for killing off anyone at any time. And I think that Snowpiercer has to be willing to let go of some fan favorite characters if they want to stay fresh.
So let's talk about Mr. Wilfred and his new rank. Did I say that right? The Reich? I don't know. It was kind of what we expected, to be fair. Yeah.
As far as Wilfred, go ahead.
I don't know. I mean, there's not much to say on it because it's exactly what we thought was going to happen. He just kind of keeps everybody in line. He puts everybody where they belong. He creates the census to see who's not a real citizen and all the other stuff. Send them to the tail, and it was a reset button. Yeah, now that's a great point, and we had talked about that in the last episode. Things had changed so drastically 2 weeks ago that there was no way they were going to take all that power away from Wilford in 2 hours. He's still very much in charge of the train. They did break off a little pirate train, but no, it's still Wilford in charge, as we suspected. And I wouldn't expect that to change until at least midway through season 3, as the gang is pretty much
abandoned the rest of their supporters on Snowpiercer. Because if you think about it, the main people are, off on this pirate ship now,
Yeah,
leaving a lot of their supporters on the train at the mercy of Wilford. And now that he's in power,
it's not gonna.
heads are gonna roll.
There you go. You want your deaths? Just wait a year.
Yeah, you
That's
wait.
all you
So
gotta do, bud.
let's get to some comments.
Yeah, what we got here?
Let's see.
To us people.
Oh, he said you can call me Jess. Okay, cool. Let's see. I recorded both episodes. Yeah, absolutely. You gotta rewatch, probably look for, different clues, different things that we can pick up for next season. Zach and I will probably get together to do a season 3 predictions video. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell when that video drops.
Just a side question though.
Did you just raise your hand?
I did. I gotta be polite. Are you having an earthquake? Your camera is shaking, man. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, you know what? It's just tables, rickety
Gotcha.
tables,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
it's crazy. Thankfully, I'm not having an earthquake. How about LJ? Some I see some comments about LJ. LJ got on my nerves so much, and I'm glad her big mouth finally got her in trouble when she outed the fact that she had committed a crime and she was going to get. She was up against a death penalty, I think.
She was.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the power of music saved her. I do have to make one comment on that. And
Go for it.
I mentioned it before in the first season. I had a bit of a weird crush on her. And those feelings came back.
Wow.
I don't know why.
Wow.
I don't know why. She's insane. But
She's
I was
crazy.
like,
she reminds me of Harley Quinn.
That might be it.
She does. If Wilfred is like the Joker, I think LJ is like Harley Quinn.
That might be it. I don't know.
Yeah, and more so than Audrey. Audrey, let's talk about her because honestly, Audrey, we had talked about her possibly staying loyal to Wilfred after all that brainwashing. Turns out that we were right. No matter how much she tried to say she was playing some kind of game, no, she pretty much fell right back into his hands, and that was it.
Yeah, that was. See, Audrey bothered me so much. See when he said, "Oh, you're not going to do it," and I know that keeping Andre alive, was his only like move that he could have done. But I wish he would have just cut her open. That would have made me a little happy.
I mean, she probably deserved that.
Not for death or anything, but
right. Well, character death. The Bricker 808 says maybe the gap between seasons can even be 3. He gained a lot of hair in the teaser. Could be. True. You never know. We have to wait and see what the time period has been between season 2 and season 3. But here's the thing, looking forward, Earth is going to be habitable within their lifetimes. If you just looked at that map and you looked at like North Africa and a couple of the other continents, it was getting pretty warm. And even, with a suit, if they already have the technology to go out there in sub-zero temperatures, with suits, they could begin to go out there in those warmer climates, probably within the next 5-10 years, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was moving pretty quick, especially in those, North Africa area, Southern Europe, all that, just the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
It was definitely coming back first.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Yeah, Jazz says, did you make a video for Falcon and Winter Soldier? Yeah, we did here on Sibz. Yeah, so we're double covering it. So on the La Quente Ledger, we're covering, Jay is covering the show there. And then over here on Sibz, Sydney is covering Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But we did cover the last episode. Sydney and I both covered it in tandem. And we're obviously going to do a big team up for the finale of that. So as always, stay tuned. So we got you covered there. Yeah, so 808 again says, oh, wait, I didn't even think how Audrey was thrown back into the 10 cards with Leighton. Yes, she's their hostage and their security that Wilfred will keep Zara alive because Zara, obviously Andre's pregnant wife, girlfriend, she's at risk there on the train with Wilfred. Yeah. So do you think, I mean, say again?
I mean, not saying that, it's a fair, I said it's a fair trade.
Decent enough.
No, I like her though.
Honestly, I think Audrey's gonna get killed.
Oh yeah.
I don't think she's gonna make it.
Drama. She's going to die somehow, and it's gonna be like, well, now what do we do? Great.
Yeah. One thing I want to talk about, this show has not been without its shock value moments. And we had our bath scenes earlier in the season, but this season saw the raunch car. I don't even know what that train car is called. I was just like, wait, like honestly, for a second, I was like, did I change the channel? Like, what is this? Is this
Yeah,
on cable
I
TV?
yeah,
It was intense, but didn't that was just, I guess, Wilfred. They were trying to show that Wilfred was really depressed and shocked after Alex's betrayal. This was Alex's outburst at the dinner table, showing where her true allegiance lies, and that's how she ended up getting locked up. And even though, and it was kind of like a nice payoff because you had seen Wilfred was infatuated with Audrey. She was his new toy, right? And so he kind of neglected Alex. And so, well, don't take it that way, but
yeah.
his new thing to be fascinated with. And then Alex finally got her payback, showing that, you're not Daddy Dubs anymore. Basically,
I like
I'm on my mom's side, you know. So I think that
anymore.
was Haas again.
That was horrible. I
I
said
didn't.
more, but that's just rude because I was a huge
Yeah,
fan of Melanie. She was.
yeah.
I was rooting for her. You know,
So was
I
I.
wanted
Rest
her
in
to be the
peace,
train
Mel.
conductor. Is that the equivalent of the Iron Throne? The train
Yeah,
conductor.
yeah, probably the equivalent. But honestly, I never thought that she was going to make it
Well,
much
surprise!
for too many seasons. Now, it wasn't my
Yeah,
prediction. I didn't say that,
I know.
she would die in this episode. I didn't think she would make it for the long haul, but I did not expect her to be dead. And I know there's going to be conflict. People are not going to agree that she is indeed dead, but those are the odds at this point. Let's get to some comments.
Cool. What you
Let's
got
see.
saying?
Let's see.
Speak to us.
808 says, then again, Wilfred said Leighton could kill Audrey if he wanted to. Wilfred doesn't really care about her, I wonder. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wilfred cares about himself.
Yep.
And nobody is safe. And now before we get to another comment, hold on, I'm gonna hide it real quick.
Oh,
That moment with Ruth, when he gave her everything she had wanted, I have to pay
yeah.
some respect to her because she said, I can't do that. I can't betray Melanie. And we knew this
Her
moment was
goals.
coming. Yeah, we knew she would have to make a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you think that she would choose
I
Melanie?
did because after seeing the damage that the previous administration did, the previous rule, with all the icings, that really changed her, and you actually like saw it in her character. You saw how caring she became, and actually, like trying to make up for all the things that she did in the past. So yeah, there was never a question in my mind if she was going to betray or not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think it was a tough one for her, but they didn't. I mean, we knew she was loyal to Wilfred, but they didn't play it up enough so that it would seem like such a strong, inclination to go with Team Wilfred, especially after some of the sick things that she saw he did. But let's get back to Drew Fernandez's comment. In season 3, there a character called Pilot. Do you think she picked up Melanie from a plane and took her to base at a warm spot and survived? That's a stretch. Zach, take this one.
where should I take it? Oh man, I love this comment. Thank you so much. I hope so.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it up.
It may just be. I don't know. I don't know. This is exciting to look at.
Now there's a character
Can they
named
fly?
Pilot. I
Oh
see.
yeah,
I don't think so. I honestly, if there's a character
if
named
it's warm
Pilot,
enough.
I think it's kind of like the same. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. You're talking about the physics of actually being able to fly a plane in those sub-zero temperatures like that for any kind of prolonged or reliable amount of time. Who knows how possible that even
There
is?
is, there is one thing, and that is Mr. Wilfred, Mr. Willy Wonka. Because with this being the future and the post-apocalyptic world and blah blah blah, he could have created a, ice-resistant flying vehicle,
It's
the Wonka
possible.
chopper or something.
Yeah,
Because if we have ice monsters and we have everything else,
I don't know.
possible, who
And
knows what
see,
the
because you're
future holds.
also talking about the odds of her being able to find, or Pilot, whoever Pilot is, being able to find her, just happen to be flying around the same area. Like
Okay.
it becomes such a stretch to make Melanie survive at this
All
point
right.
that I don't think it would ultimately be satisfying.
I hate this. I hate. Oh wait, we got to comment first, and then I have a theory.
Okay, sure. It says now that we've had two emergencies that endangered the train itself, is it possible that for the third season there could be an exploration on situations like breaches or derailment?
I'd love to. I would absolutely. So, oh, okay. This actually ties into my theory. So, my theory is, and I've seen many shows make this mistake, and I hate this plot cliche, but
Sure.
a surviving tribe of people who have
Yeah.
somehow maintained existence off the train and found Melanie, and then they derail, and then they find this tribe, and it becomes kind of like lost. And if they do this, I'm going to be very upset, but it is a TV cliche that they ultimately resort to. So
Yeah.
hopefully they don't.
Yeah.
But it's another one of those possibilities.
I mean, the
But
train is, you think about it this way, the train is
yeah,
a mechanical marvel, right? So it's
yes,
huge. It's been traveling for 7 years at this point. And I do want to talk a little bit about the connection with Chris Evans' Snowpiercer
hmm
a little later in the show. But, you think about the kind of marvel that the train is, it's only a matter of time before certain things start to break down and go wrong and threaten the entire train. So
yeah,
I do see it happening. Yes, to answer your question, John, in season three, but I wouldn't want them to use it too much because then it can become kind of a worn out trope
hmm
of the show. We got a couple more comments. We'll go to Dracon and then Gabriel, who says, "I'll just throw it out there for no reason, but in the comics, yes, icebreaker, right? So if that's a big and that's big, if Melanie somehow survives, that's the only way I see it happening. That's a
hmm
good point. And I mean, think about
You
it this way: we didn't
can
even
always add
know.
trains. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, icebreaker could be out there. That's still true. It's still
it's a big
relative.
world. Lots of
Yeah. Yeah, it's canon. There are a lot of trains out there. I would have liked to see more hints of it, kind of like a Thanos MCU thing. I would like to hear about these other trains because Icebreaker did hit us out of the blue in terms of the show. Like the comics had already spoken about that kind of thing. But in this show, it hadn't really been spoken of. And so I think that if they were to bring in Icebreaker, they should hint at it more like in the beginning of season three and then bring it at the end of season three, or even start mentioning it toward the end of this season, which they obviously didn't, and bring it in at that time.
uh,
Um, so Gabriel says, do you think Melanie could be on another so yeah,
oh
the same
yeah,
thing. So it's coming up about Icebreaker.
yeah. Well, yeah, like we said, there is no body, and we need a body.
Yeah.
So it could be icebreaker. It could be my bunker tribe people theory, which I hate and I hope is
Yeah.
not real. Maybe she's dead. Maybe we'll find her body. That would be a
Yeah.
nice little bit of closure, and they're just making us wait for it, which
For
is
sure.
very cruel, which is so
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
I feel like
so
she did that too. She had a nice little book reading and a last note to her daughter. I don't know if that
yeah.
counts as a body.
It would kind of be a shame to let that note go to waste if she survives.
Yeah.
Now, but looking forward into season three. Now as it's already underway, already under production. Let's talk about the warming of the earth because this is a new reality. So let's talk about what season three could hold. Obviously, people trying to venture off the train, this changes the entire dynamic with Wilford because a lot of people obey him out of fear that there's nowhere else to
Yeah.
turn, there's nowhere else to go. But now with the earth warming, what do you think we're going to see for season three, Zach?
So here's something interesting. As far as the timeline goes and the Earth melting and being habitable, this is about the place that we begin to see the movie start. In which case, if number three is
Hmm.
right at the movie,
Hmm.
kind of like Rogue One to Star Wars Episode 4, this will be the last season if they're following
Right.
the timeline correctly and not making up their own stuff. In
Great
which
point.
see, Snowpiercer crash. Maybe
Yeah.
Icebreaker comes to pick up the rest, and we get a prologue to the movie.
Great
Maybe
point.
rail pirates come to save people. I don't know. There's a lot of
Yeah.
moving parts now. But
Yeah.
as far as the timeline goes with the canon movie history and whatever,
Yep.
this should be about the time that we see Chris Evans.
Yeah, it's beginning to connect. And, throughout season one and season two, the questions, less so in season two, but in season one, they were asking the questions, how connected is this to Chris Evans' Netflix Snowpiercer movie? And this is kind of a spin-off, but really from the comics, not so much with that movie. But now we're starting to see more connections. We see the appearance of the protein bars. We see, different things happening that are more closely tied to Snowpiercer on Netflix. And you got to remember, this is all taking place within the year 7 of the train actually taking off, and Chris Evans' Snowpiercer franchise was taking place after that. But we are starting to see things come into place. For instance, the cannibalism that was in the Netflix version has not yet materialized in Snowpiercer on TNT.
But we've had a
Yeah.
lot of hints to it. There have been
Yeah.
multiple hints.
Yeah, the writing's on the wall. I mean, definitely. Even that kind of red burger looking meat that Andre was sifting through.
That's people. That's got to be people.
Who knows what that is?
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what that is?
It's fine that they're not touching cannibalism. They're fine with murder bathtubs, and they're fine with orgies and all the
cannibalism is too far. Can't do
cannibalism. No. This is a Family Network.
No, right. TNT. Right.
Who's our viewers?
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I think all of those things are coming for season 3. This show is not afraid of a little shock, a little shock value, as we saw this season. So definitely some exciting things to look forward to as the Earth is now warming. So this could be turf wars. This could be multiple trains. There's a lot of places that it can go. But in a nutshell, guys, we have Melanie dead. Okay. And we'll chat it up in the comments, but I'm pretty sure she's dead definitively. We have Boki possibly being dead. We've got who else died / didn't die?
Dead. What's his name?
Also, real quick, while you're thinking of that, did anybody else get the same amount of satisfaction that I did seeing Wilford smack Kevin after the jerk that he was being to Ruth the whole time?
Kevin, you tool.
At the dinner table.
Too. Yeah, this was just beat up on Kevin Day.
Yeah, Wilford backhanded the mess out of Kevin, and he was being such a jerk to Ruth. I felt for her because she really held true to what she was saying the whole time, that she was really loyal to the train. And I think not loyal to Wilford or anybody else like that. Let's get this comment in and we'll do, let's see. Drew says, with the Earth warming, do we think we'll see colonies outside the train in season?
Bunker people. I said that. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm scared. I don't want them to do that. I don't want them to do that.
It's coming.
It is the next logical step that these shows typically take. They're always like, oh, and there was a civilization that hid in a bunker and they farmed off of fluorescent lighting and they ate slugs and, they wear wolf pelts and here you are.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, this world is definitely expanding. I think part of the appeal of Snowpiercer is that it's what happens if the world is uninhabitable and everyone has to live on a train.
On the train.
But
except when we run out of ideas and we got to create bunker people and other civilizations to
keep
rolling.
Exactly. So who knows how many times they'll have to tell the same story. And I think that's why they're opening up the possibility of them opening up to another world. But DTech7 Ash says, whatever happened to Icy Bob? Yeah, we were talking about that earlier in the show. We never saw an Oiler Bob and Oiler Bob, but we did see Icy / Mechanical Josie. I wanted to see a fight with them too, even though they were kind of friends by the end of the episode. But yeah, Icy Bob is MIA. So he was injured after one of his outings on the ice, and we had just never seen him since, I think. But again, until we see a body, he's alive.
Yeah, he's somewhere.
Yeah, there were a couple characters that we just didn't see, like John Osweiler we saw once in the episode. LJ's boyfriend, he was one of the lucky people. If you want to go Willy Wonka, he got a golden ticket.
Song and then
yeah. Also, there was no Pike. There was no follow-up. There was no follow-up on the preacher that had been leading the rebellion and got his face. Yeah.
Is he dead? Because he was breathing.
Again, it's until we, like Dracon said, until you see a body.
They got to pull the Band-Aid off. I got to see. And that's the sad thing is that, yeah, he's breathing, or was he? Was that just air? Was that the...
Yeah, no, he was alive. Yeah, he's alive.
Like, explain yourself, Snowpiercer. Stop leaving me in all this confusion.
Yeah, we didn't see that. I'll tell you what, Bess Till, be on the lookout for her. I mean, Wilford had offered the position of right-hand, advisor to her. She had sealed her fate, Wilford had said at the end of the episode when she ended up taking Audrey hostage. So I'm going to make this bold prediction for season 3 that Bastille will die. We saw Wilford's face, and he was angry as I don't know what. And I think Bess will be one of the ones to take the bullet, bite the bullet. So one more from Drew says, "Do we believe Snowpiercer will end after season 3, or will the story continue for possible 4th and 5th season?"
So here's my prediction. I think the good plots of Snowpiercer will end at season 3, and at 4 and 5, it'll just be cash grabs and kind of sellouts.
Yeah, but I think you're terrified. Hey, I think
it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think if Snyder Cut tells us anything, it's that what will happen is more than likely what the fans want to happen. So TNT's not going to drop a show that's doing crazy ratings, even if they do have to do cash grabs, etc. If it's got crazy ratings and fan support, we will get a Snowpiercer season 4. I mean, think about it. Before season 2 had even finished airing, season 3 was already confirmed, and that doesn't happen without a good amount of fan support. But this is a low-key underrated show, so
it is, but as
it's got a call following.
In our previous chat earlier, we got people all over the world watching this.
Yeah,
it's definitely a worldwide show, which I didn't know. That was nice to find out. So it's nice to see that everybody likes Snowpiercer.
Yeah, a lot of support for it. So definitely, guys, we'll be chatting it up with you guys all week. And remember, we're doing our season 3 full predictions video coming out later this week. So you want to stay tuned for that. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell, guys. That's our initial reaction and breakdown of the 2-hour season finale of Snowpiercer on TNT.
It didn't feel like 2 hours.
It didn't. It was actually really well done. It felt like one movie instead of 2 TV episodes.
I was happy. I'm content.
Yeah, definitely. But obviously, guys, the conversation continues in the comments below. So hit us up there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe so that you don't miss over here and on La Quente Ledger, our sister channel, where we'll be continuing with the season 3 predictions. So stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.
Adios.